Good morning, class. The second topic of the day is modals. Now, modals you all have been doing for a while now, so we'll keep it brief, but I want you to understand it from the beginning. Like many of you keep getting confused, like what are modals, where do they come from, what part of grammar are they from. So let's understand what they really are. Now, first, for understanding modals, we'll understand what's a verb. Now, what's a verb? Verb is action word. Anything that shows action in the sentence is a verb. So, a sentence can have more than one kind of verb in it. Mostly, many of the sentences have two kinds of verbs in it. What are these two kinds? Main verb, okay, and the helping verb. The helping verb is also known as auxiliary verb. The main verb, for example, she is singing. Now, singing is the main verb. What is your helping verb or the auxiliary verb. It is the be form of the verb. Now, helping verb can further be divided into two parts, primary and modal. Let's understand primary briefly, then we'll move on to modals. Now, primary or main auxiliary verbs are of four kinds. The be form, you all know what be form is, am, are, was, were. Then the have form, the do form, and the will form. Now, be form, have form, and do form can complete an entire sentence without another main verb. So, these forms of auxiliary verbs can make a complete sentence, but will form of the auxiliary verb cannot make a complete sentence without the help of a proper main verb. Okay? Now let's understand modal auxiliaries. Now modal auxiliaries, shortly, just very briefly, are can, could, will, would, may, might, must, shall, and should. There are others also, which I will come to later on. Let's just understand a very basic difference between the things that you find confusing. You all know how to use them, but what is most appropriate in which sentence is what you need to learn. Okay? For example, might, may, must. They sound similar, right? Many of us get confused. Now, what is might? Might is a possibility, a small possibility. Okay? May is a stronger possibility. For example, it might rain tomorrow. That means your weather forecast says 25 to 30% rain. Humidity or rain, chances of rain. It may rain tomorrow. That means the weather forecast says at least 70 to 80%. So what happened here? What's the difference? The difference is between the possibility and a stronger possibility. So 25%, we've moved to 80%. What is must? Must is compulsion, obligation. For example, I say you must complete your work. So what is that? That is obligation. Okay? Similarly, now this I cleared because this is a general confusion when you use these three words. The rest of the modals, each modal can be used for more than one situation. Okay? So I will give you a proper table for that. I've anyways given you pre-reading text. I hope you've gone through it. When I'll give you notebook work, it is in tabular form. To the leftmost side are all the modals. In the center we will write all the usages, and to the right we'll write all the examples. That will make you absolutely clear about it. Now take a look at this poem. I should have tied my shoelaces, my laces. I would have kept my boots on. I could have scored that goal. I might try harder next time. I can take the penalty shots. I will help my team to win. What is it doing here? It is literally telling you the correct usage of each modal. I should. Should is obligation here. I should have done that. Then what would have happened? I would have kept my boots on. Okay? I could have. It was a possibility. Now could here is showing possibility that I could have scored that goal. I might try harder next time. So it's a stronger possibility that I will. It's a lesser possibility that I will try harder next time. I can take the penalty shot. Can is what here? It is showing possibility. Again, your ability. Okay? I can take the penalty shot. I will help my team to win. So through this poem, you see how each sentence carries a different meaning, a different mood according to the modal used. So modal is the mood of the sentence. Whatever you want to convey according to that mood of the sentence is the kind of modal that you would use. Take a look at this table. This shows that for which mood, which modal you should use. For ability, for example, what is ability? The subject's capability to do a certain work. For example, many of you would in the class say, "Ma'am, can I take the pen?" So yes, you have the ability to take the pen. You are very much capable. You can get up, move your hands, take the pen. But the question is, will I allow? So then, how do you put up the question? You say, "May I take the pen?" That is how you ask for permission. So may comes under permission and can comes under ability. Can is also used for taking permission, but it is informal. May is the formal way of taking permission. So this is just one short example. Kindly go through the entire table. I will not go through each and every modal and each and every function because that will make the video very lengthy and you won't be able to download it. Also, here there are the ones, the modals that we didn't discuss in the previous slide. Be able to, the negative version of can, can't, have to, need to, needn't, mustn't, don't have to, should and ought to. These are also all modals which all have their different usages. Have to is obligation. Need to is again obligation. You need to go to the school. You have to go to the school. Needn't is lack of obligation. You needn't bother yourself. Mustn't is prohibition. You mustn't waste your time. Don't have to is again lack of obligation. You don't have to call me up. Should is opinion and advice. Ought to is also again opinion and advice. So kindly go through this table and the material that I have sent, the PPT and your previous notes. Go through all of them. I've sent you one more video link also to make you more clear about modals. Rest of the doubts and practice we are going to do in the class. Thank you all of you.